All right. There we go. Now I'm here. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Chris Franks with Texas West Capital coming at y'all live here just a few minutes after 11 a.m. Central Standard Time on the last Friday of the year. This is the last TradFi day of the year. Crypto, of course, is going to trade into the new year. Coming at you live here from north of Houston, Texas. Always good to have y'all joining. I can't even talk this morning. I'm so excited, right? Man, end of the year. It's been an amazing year, hasn't it? We're going to do chart requests today, guys. So I've got a few that people have already asked for. I'll go ahead and try and put those up. Somebody had one from last week toward the beginning that I had missed. So I'm going to do that one first. IOXTC, I think, or something like that. Other than that, but man, oh man, so have your chart request. I'll try to get through as many as possible, kind of like what we did last week. A crazy year, man. I mean, it's been fantastic, right? Just about a year ago, I told you guys, listen, it looked like it was the bottom there for crypto, Bitcoin, crypto, and stocks, and got a lot of ridicule at the time. Again, December 30th of last year, that's tomorrow. It would be a year, right? On the Wendy O Show, I told you guys, listen, $9.50 was a great buy for Saul. I gave a $15 target. Said once we hit 15, 30 will be the target. And then as we got toward 30, I said 50 is the new target. And then we just kind of kept going up from there, right? There's a lot of people who are out there right now, bigger influencers who came in maybe around $60, $80. I mean, hey, at least they finally came in. But they're going to talk to y'all like, hey, we told you it was going to be there and whatever, a bunch of liars. Most of them were very bearish last year when I was telling you guys it looked like the bottom. It didn't, now it's probably a good time to, be getting in. And so, we set you up with Link, right before even the breakdown. We talked about how that was an accumulation rate and how we were likely to get a spring down below that and to buy it like $4.50, $5. I mean, a lot of people coming in Link now at $10 and going, yeah, do it. But I mean, this is the difference, guys. This is what we do at Texas West Capital. This is what you can learn to do at Texas West Capital. All right. So, I'm going to throw this little banner on here because we do have this is a final hit. This is it, guys. Our price is going to double in January 1st. So you've got until then to jump in. You're going to get a 30% discount right now off our current rate. And you'll be able to keep that discount for as long as you want to remain a member. Again, most of our members have been with us for years and years and years now, and they do for a reason. They don't just spend money just to spend it. They do because they're learning and because, well, hell, our hot takes are amazing. Those are the best setups we find, in stocks and crypto throughout the year. We post them on there. Just one of those will usually pay for your year. But we have multiple ones throughout the year. I posted just recently some of the recent ones over the last month, 3 or 4 or 5 of them that would have easily, paid for your membership. So, come in here, you get those, it pays for it. And along the way, you actually learn how to do this for yourself, guys. We offer signals, we do those things, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. I do that because I want you guys to see that what we do here works. And then hopefully you'll join and you'll learn how to trade yourself. That's the goal. That's the end goal, guys. I do this live here every week, not because I'm a really great, nice guy. I mean, I'm pretty nice, but my goal is to show you that what we do works, and you don't have to go and pay year after year for an indicator, which eventually they may stop, doing, or even if you do have an indicator, knowing what we teach makes the indicator that much more effective for you because, should I get in it? The indicator saying maybe buy or sell here, but should I, it gives you a lot more clarity. I'm telling you guys. But again, I'm not here to convince you. I can't convince you of anything. And I say this because I've had these questions here lately. They're like, well, convince me to join. No, I'm not here to convince you to join. Either this is something that's going to help you out and make you invincible as a trader, or you don't. But whatever you believe is your realm of reality. I can't convince you otherwise. You have to be ready, willing, and able to do it. So, here I am. I'm in business. I'm a trader. I've had many mentors and coaches throughout the years. I still do today. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you want to figure out the real secret to success, I think just in life, just in general, is finding somebody who's doing what you want to do and who's been doing it well for a while and getting on with them and having them teach you. I'm going to tell you, man, something that might take normally 5 or 10 years to learn, you can learn in a year, and you'll bypass a lot of the crap that you'll have to go through if you don't have somebody who already knows how, right? So there's my spiel, guys. There's my spiel. We'd love to have you there. We've had quite a few people join us here over the last month, which is exciting because they're locking in those prices, like I said, before we double. But even at the double price, guys, I'm going to tell you, it's going to be more than worth it. A lot of people are, they have an aversion to spending money. Oh, no, I'll learn it on my own. I was that way at first as well. And I lost a lot of money doing that. It wasn't until I started getting coaches and mentors, not just with trading, but just in business as well, that's when I really started seeing things pick up. That's when things really started taking off. It's just, it is what it is, guys. You know, you're not upset. You know, if somebody goes out there and they want to be a concert pianist, you don't go, oh my gosh, you're paying somebody to teach you how to do that. No, you're like, yeah, you would, right? If somebody wants to be a professional athlete, you don't go, oh my gosh, you're paying a coach. You're not only are you paying a coach, but you're going in and day out and focusing and discipline and doing the things you have to do to get to where you want to get, right? People believe, though, you do trading and you don't need to do that. Are you kidding me? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? There's very few people out there who can get to the level of success that they want to get on their own in anything. So, I mean, these are the realities, guys. Again, I never tell you what you need to hear or what you want to hear. I always tell you what you need to hear, right? So there we go. Tyson's asking, can we keep the 30% afterwards and upgrade and still keep the 30% discount onto the next membership? Yeah. So if you get in, so we've got the link here below the YouTube. It'll be below the YouTube, the replay. We've also got it on Twitter right now, and I'll post it on our other social media accounts. But yeah, you know, you're going to get 30% off our current rate. And as long as you renew, you know, just keep that auto renew on, it'll keep giving you that same rate. So even when we double our price, you're still going to get the 30% off the current price, not 30% off the higher price. You're going to get what it is that you're paying today. So that's the big thing. So, you know, if it's something that you've been waiting to do, something that you think that maybe you've wanted to do, I mean, now's the time to do it, right? So, yeah. What's going on there, Diego? He says, hey, Chris and everyone, I was afraid of possibly no stream today. No, we got to stream today. Richie, what's up, man? It's a beautiful day in DFW. It's cold down here in Houston, man. I think we got freezing last night. He says, can we take a look at the BNED stock? Remind me. As we're going through this, I'll try and remember, but remind me, okay? Frank, what's going on, man? Ball Corp, okay. What's going on, Mark? I see you there. Chris is asking me if I can cover INJ Injective. Remember, guys, if you ask me to do a crypto, make sure you put the, BTC or USDT or whatever it is, so that way I know what you're looking for. We can get everything going here, right? Andrew says, almost a 1-year engulfing candle on Bitcoin. That's hilarious, isn't it? Guys, just think. Just over a year ago, we were like at 15 and a half, and everybody was talking about 12 and 9 and 7, and it was going to die. Remember that? And then they fought this entire year. And I was out there fighting everybody saying, no, this is why. And I went out there in great depth and great detail, guys, right? I pulled up this chart here. This is one of the charts that I showed that I've been adding to throughout the year here, right? And we've been talking about, I was talking way back over here about the bottom of accumulation beginning. That was the June swing low. That's where you have things like Ethereum and some others. That was their low, right? Now, Bitcoin got the extra low over here, this terminal shakeout, due to the whole FTX thing. But I told you, as we were filling this out here, and we were making these lower highs and lower lows, I said there was a good possibility if we were going to get a spring or a terminal shakeout here, which was this drop below, before we rallied up. And that's exactly what we got. And then if you guys remember, if you guys have been following for last year, I more or less almost exactly drew this out ahead of time, how this would work and the important levels to watch along the way and where it made sense and where these things were. The only thing I didn't get was that this was a double pullback here. That's fine. Right? But other than that, everything's done the thing, right? We broke out here. Everybody said, oh, I had to retest. I said, no, we're probably going to do this thing, but what we did here and then break out, right? I mean, so we've continued to do everything that I've talked about over the last year, almost to the T. And you can learn to do this too. You can learn this. Nobody has called more bottoms than I have this year. Find somebody. I challenge you to do it. I would be impressed if anybody has. But across stocks and crypto, you guys have been following me. We've been calling them left and right, in spite of everybody else looking for things to continue further down, right? So if you listened, you've made a lot of money, you made potential for a hell of a lot of money, right? And it's scary when you first buy, right? When we talked about Saul, again, a year ago tomorrow on the Wendy O show, live Wendy O, big, a lot of audience and everything. That seemed like it was a brave call, right? Because we were way down there at that swing low, capitulation having come in and whatnot. But it wasn't as scary a call as most people would consider. You only do it if you don't understand what's going on, right? And then it seems really scary to do it. And then if you don't understand that, right? I understand, I know it gets scary to try and buy. Everybody says buy the blood, right? Buy it when there's blood in the street, especially if it's your blood, right? But as I've talked about before, those of us that have been trading a long time, we say these things because we understand what they mean. But if you're new, you don't really understand, right? Every time you buy the dip, you're like, well, what dip? What dip am I supposed to buy? Buy it when there's blood in the street. Well, what blood? How much blood? When blood, right? How long does blood have to flow before I should be buying, right? So I'm really trying to do my best to stop saying stuff like that all the time because it can be very confusing for new traders. And rather, I go into great detail with you guys here, and much greater detail, in our education, where I'm really kind of laying out and explaining to you. I don't just say, listen, when it does this, you do this. You can get that anywhere. We do that. We tell you what the rules are and how to do it. But I go in there and explain it to you. This is why it's happening. Because my goal is to teach you how and why the market moves like it does, first and foremost. And if you can understand that, then not only does everything we teach make a whole hell of a lot more sense and become a lot more profitable, but you can apply that knowledge to any other way that you may trade or you may want to trade. Understanding exactly why price action is doing what it is, not just that it's doing it, but why it's doing it, the human element behind it. That's the difference, guys. That's going to make you a difference. It's 28 years doing this. That's what I've learned over that time. That was, one of the bigger things that really changed a lot in my life as a trader, was really starting to understand how and why the market moved like it did, right? And it wasn't what most mainstream people try and explain, because most mainstream people think that the market moves because of price of the chart, right? They think the chart happens and then the market moves. No, people are already making the market move with the price action. There are some people who jump in to the price action afterward, but the big thing is already decided. What's going on has already been decided. It's already in there. That's how we're able to figure out things like this and describe this as it's happening and before it happens, right? This is why we're able to project prices. How many of you guys thought at 15.5 down here when I was talking about 40 and 50,000? How many of you guys at 15,000 thought, yeah? Most of you, if you thought it, you hoped, right? You hoped, but you didn't really see, how are we going to do this, right? And yet we've documented it along the way every week. We've documented it, showing you here. Trading is simple, but it's not easy. It's not easy because you have to fight your emotions. You have to be humble. You have to look at things and understand that maybe you really don't know why and how price, moves the way it does. The markets move the way they do. If you can really accept that you don't, and you become open to listening, all of a sudden your world changes. I'm telling you guys, but it doesn't happen overnight. I had to go through it, and I was stubborn, guys. I'm gonna tell you, I was stubborn. It took me a few years. Some guys, though, some of our students, it's only taken them a couple of months. Others takes a year or two. It just depends on who you are and how ready you are to accept the things that maybe you don't know yet, right? So, beans and rice for me. What's up, man? He says, anyone saying they called the most bottoms, I would roll my eyes. But you are the man. You've been correct. Your system works. Reco, man. That's right. Tech. Yeah, and I'm not normal. You guys know me. I'm not very boisterous. I'm not very prideful. But I'm saying this not because I'm trying to say, look, I'm better than anybody else. I'm trying to say because I run a business and this is what we teach. And I made it a point the past year and a half, actually, from June of 2022, to really start making public a whole bunch more than I have in the past, to let you guys know, listen, it's not just once or twice. It's not just a lucky shot. It's not just crypto. It's not just stocks. It's everything all the time. Because what I teach and how I teach it about markets and how to understand them and how to trade them works across every market. Every market, guys. Everyone out there, okay? So, yeah. How was Chris 28 years ago? 13? No, no, not quite. I just turned 48 last month. So 28 years ago, get you what, 20, right? I've been around a bit. Let me see here. What's going on, Jordan? He says, I know it's been a hot take. What's going on, man? Blacktooth Grin is asking, what is FSR? FSR is Fisker Automotive. So we've been watching that for the last month or so. I posted a chart this morning. I think the bottom may be in on that. And Jordan was talking about the FSR, quite the monthly candle. Yeah, it has been crazy. The monthly has a heck of, matter of fact, I'll show it on here in just a minute, guys, and then we'll get into the chart request, okay? But real quick here, let me see here. Mark says, what'd you say, Mark? I'm on that auto renew. It's the world's greatest bargain. I love my Canadians, man, my Canadian friends. So look, listen, here's the thing, guys. We're sitting over here, right? Here's the reality of where we're at. We've just kind of got the pullback to this ascending channel here is what we're kind of finding on here, right? We had $1,000 rally yesterday. We've given that back and a little bit more this morning. It's really kind of crappy price action. I'm looking at the possibility maybe this is like a 1 and we're working on a 2 here, or the 2 is already done right here. The other possibility is that this is an A, a B, we'll have a C, a D, and an E, or this is a C, and this is a D, and this is an E if it doesn't get down any further, right? So possible triangle on there. So let's say it is a triangle. Well, then based on the height here, that's going to give us a target of 47,800 basically, okay? 47,800. And it gets us, if this is a triangle and it's done or just about done, we're going to get a sharp thrust. We should get a nice thrust, kind of similar to this, up, and it'll take us to the channel resistance. So that makes a lot of sense, right? But overall, remember, my initial count here says that we've got a 1, 2, 1, and then a flat as a 2. So this wave to this wave circle 3, so 3 of the black 3, has a target of about 52,000 there. Okay. The other possibility, the alternate count, is that this is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't like it as much. This 1, 2, 1, 2 is much cleaner if we're looking in terms of Elliott wave, how to count it. But maybe you get 1 up here, that's that red count, 2. And if that's the case, then red 3 has a minimum expected target up here, just about $77,000. Okay. But until this 1, 2, 1, 2 is proven not to be correct, I'm going to keep going with it. In either case, both targets are higher, right? Both targets continue to go higher. So there's more to it that that I explain in our training and everything, as far as how to decide what's going on and how to do it and all that. But but so right now, looking still up here toward that 52,000. Now, do I think we get it before the end of the year? At this rate, guys, listen, it's the 29th. We got what, 2 more days left in the year. I don't think we rally, 20 somewhat percent next 2 days. It's not that Bitcoin can't do it. Big candle right there, right? I don't think we do. But nonetheless, again, how many people really thought we were going to get up here at almost $45,000 when we were sitting at 15.5 a year ago, right? I know not many people thought about it because I got a lot of really nasty comments. People, y'all get nasty sometimes. Not y'all. Y'all are cool. I like y'all. But man, oh man, people are just so stupid. Look back on the comments. Look at the Wendy O show from December 30th of last year when I talked about the Sol being a buy. Look at the comments on there. It's crazy sometimes. I don't know how many people erase their comments. I think you can on YouTube, right? But anyway, good times. Let me see here. Let me kind of catch up with you guys here. Jeremy Gwynn, what's up? He says, big 3-hour Bitcoin move. Are you talking about the 3-hour candle? I don't normally look at that. I generally look at the 15-minute, the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the daily, the weekly, like that. But yeah, big move down for Bitcoin there for sure. Tone says miners are selling. Yeah, it makes sense, right? It's been a hell of a run. Right? So let me kind of catch up with you guys here. All right. So Bitcoin here, we'll continue to look up, right? Again, especially if we get a breakout higher, guys, especially if we're getting up to 48 or 50,000. There's still a possibility. You can like here, if we hit that 52,000 area, right? based on this 1, 2, 1, 2, you could potentially get down to 38,000 for a 78.6, but I don't think you get there. You got a huge low volume node here. I think the closest you get is maybe around 33. I think that's maybe it. Before we ever got even up to 30,000 here. Oh, sorry about that. Excuse me. I was talking about the idea that if we broke into this mid 30s area, that we would consolidate around that area, and that would provide a floor on a pullback. I mean, that's basically what we've done here, 33.5 up here to around 37, 38,000. So this has basically created a floor here. A lot of people have been saying, oh, we need a big, huge pullback because we haven't had one, right? Big, huge one. Well, I mean, we did. We had this one right here, right? We had this pullback right over here. What I've got is my first wave 2. It's about 23% right there. But more importantly, see all this sideways here for 6 or 7 months? That accomplishes the same, if not more, as a deep pullback. So if you're wondering why we continue to rally, basically 50% up from this sideways without any real big pullback, it's because we went sideways for 6 or 7 months, guys. Again, these are the things that I teach. These are things that, and I don't just say, listen, it's because we went sideways, blah, blah, blah. But I explain to you why. Why does it? Not just because it went sideways, but why? Why does that matter? What's actually going on? So yeah. By the way, guys, I think I can get Twitter comments in here too. So if you're on Twitter, try leaving a comment. I'm see if it shows up in here. I know in our thing here, we got Twitch and YouTube comments in here. Oh yeah, no, there's an X. Yeah, there's one. Mr. Tyson there, Zen Tyson. He was from X. All right, so great. That's kind of cool. It's a new feature StreamYard has here. So anyway, yeah. So really, just kind of look at this. If we drop below the swing low here at about 40,181 here on the USD Bitcoin chart on Bitstamp, then again, I think we look back here toward 34, 35,000 maybe initially. And if we drop further than that, I think, again, getting down here at 33, this is a huge low volume node. So if we were to come back, there shouldn't be any chasing price through it, right? It's like this. You've chased price up through it. Unfortunately, usually you don't. You see you got stopped here prior and then here a whole bunch of times again, and then it popped up through, right? But we should at least find some sort of support there if we did. So I think an idea getting down to 28 or 30,000, I don't think that's going to happen, guys. I don't have a lot of I can't guarantee it, but I don't have a lot of hope in that happening. Does that make sense, guys? So anyway, so that's what I'm kind of looking at here, guys. So I continue to think higher for longer. We'll see if this is 1, 2, or if this is wave 4 triangle here. Again, wave 4 triangle at least gets us up there around that 48,000, but that's just an interior, wave 3 of 3 here. And then we'd have 4, and then we'd have 5 of 3. We'd have 4, and then we'd have 5 up, which would be then, 1, 2, 3. We'd have 4, we'd have 5. You see, so it's still kind of back and forth. So I don't know. Does this thing keep pushing until having maybe? I mean, I was expecting, I told you guys at the beginning of this year, I was expecting maybe a rally through the end of the year, and then a pullback maybe around Q1, maybe about February or so, potentially January, but maybe February, back into April, right? Into the halving, and then to rally back up. But we'll see what we get here. We'll see what we get. Okay. So hey, there's Bitcoin right there. I forgot what else I said what I was going to do or say or whatever, but let's go ahead and jump in here. FSR, let's look at that real quick. Yeah, so this is the monthly on Fisker here, Fisker Automotive. You have a fair value gap up here to fill in at $4.19. So that's huge from the $1.73 it's at right now. That's like thing, right? Important to me, what I want to show you guys here, again, we go in great detail on this with what we teach. Look at this big, huge capitulation candle here. Large candle spread, large spike of volume in November. Look at December, even more volume. Look what happened. Supply clearly in control, demand starting to take over here on higher volume. More effort, non-existent result now for sellers, for supply. suggest this is likely a bottom here. So, you know, and if this is a bottom here, easy target is that 419 up there. So, I mean, do with that information what you may, but jumping out today was a good rally up and out through there. You can see you had this nice breakout, this nice gap up today. So if you had been watching this, the correct way to trade this locally here, by the way, again, more of the stuff we teach, we're always teaching you, listen, this is the way you want to trade it. But you can put your stop loss right below this swing low right here. Entry right above the breakout here. So it would have actually tripped yesterday. And then this morning would have gapped up. You would have been hellacious profit this morning, right? But already you would have been up almost 4% on your account. You got a $10,000 account. That's almost $400 just on the open today. Easy target, I think, is this 219 area. Easy initial target. You'd be up 6% on your account. One trade, one day. Now, I know you guys go out there and you look at all this crap in crypto, right? And I call it crap because you guys come in and you think, oh, all I need to do is find one of these micro cap pieces of shit, right? You think all I got to do is find that. And man, I'm going to make 10,000, 100,000 times my $50, buy-in, right? The odds are you're never going to get that. And even if you got in toward a bottom of one of those, your emotions would kick in and you'd sell it way before it ever got there. That's reality, guys. I'm not here to teach you to live in a fantasy world. I'm here to teach you how to trade profitably, successfully, consistently. And you're going to get a hell of a lot further ahead than trying to do that nonsense, okay? So when I say 6% on your account, if you're using proper risk management, the way we teach it, that's huge on one trade. You only used 1% of your account. That means you have 99% of your account still left to trade. But you made 6 times your risk if it gets up to the 219. You'll make 6 times your risk. That's the proper way to look. Don't look at what's my total dollar return or how many X I'm making. That's not the proper way to trade. You're looking at your return on risk. Why? Because we are in the business of making mistakes. That's what trading is. I know that's to blow your mind, right? It's not about profits. No, profits are what come as a result of managing. Trading is called speculation. And if you look up the definition of speculation, it says there are no guarantees, which means there's risk. So if the only guarantee in trading is that there is risk in every trade you take, then does it not make sense that the most important thing you're going to do day in and day out as a trader is manage that risk properly? And if it is all about risk, then it's not about your total dollar return. It's not about your 10x this, 20x that nonsense. It's about how many times my risk did I make? Here was how much risk I put in there. What's my return on risk? I'm putting out that risk. That's what it is. And it's not just to come out with some big number. We're talking about proper risk management. It's so important, guys. You harp on it day in and day out at TWC. Because if you don't understand proper risk management and you don't manage your risk properly, you'll never be a trader. Oh, but Chris, I trade every day. No, you probably give money to the market just about every day, right? You might make a win here or there, but your curve looks like this, right? Doesn't look like this. So I would, if I were you, I would step back and I would be honest with myself. Okay, I'm not really a trader yet. I'm not getting consistently profitable. I'm not making money consistently. I'm losing money consistently. And most likely it's because you're approaching trading as a gambler, which is what most people do. Okay. Again, I'm not telling you this to make you feel bad. And a lot of you out there probably throwing things at the phone or at the TV right now, watching me going, what a jerk, what an idiot. You don't know what he's talking about. Just because he can't do this doesn't mean I can't. Well, 28 years of doing this, guy says I probably know what I'm talking about. Okay. You can ask our students. A lot of them are here in the stream right now commenting. They'll tell you what's up with what we do, right? But again, I'm here to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Because often what we want to hear is not what we need to hear. It's the stuff that makes us feel warm and cuddly and fuzzy and keeps us doing the same bad things that we're doing. The same things that are getting us further back rather than further forward. Does that make sense? Not just in trading, but in life. Think about the way you approach life. A lot of what you do is you look for confirmation bias. You look for something that makes you feel like I'm right. And if I'm right, then that means I didn't do anything wrong. It was somebody else's fault. I tell you guys, you're not going to get successful anywhere in life if you keep blaming things on everybody else. You have a responsibility in the decisions you make. Okay? All right. Let's see here. Blacktooth Grin says, my kid is listening. In 2024, I hope to eat steak and not hot dogs. That's the way to go. That's the way to go, right? All right, guys. Let's jump into some charts here. Okay, so somebody's asking about Ethereum Classic again. Nothing's changed. I showed this last week. Nothing's changed from there. This is the weekly. This is a great, it looks like a great accumulation range setting up here. You can notice we found support on the previous resistance here. This is a mega macro support resistance flip. And we've done well on it. We've done well on it, okay? We had some volume coming in down here. Not even really all that much. There's no real selling down here. Look at how the volume drops off. There was some here. Look at how the volume on the next dip down here. It has another chance to break down. What happened to the volume? Completely dropped off almost to nothing. We came back, did it again. Again, way down almost nothing. There's no selling pressure at the lows. So what's going to happen? It's going to rally up. Minimum expected, the large wave 3 here, minimum expected up there around $313.25. So what was I talking about last week? I was talking about if we bought right here at right around the almost $23 area and we put a stop loss right below the swing low right here, we can probably ride that up for almost a 52% return on your account. So again, if you got a $10,000 account, you're talking about making $5,200 almost on that entry with that stop loss, most likely to get to that target, just the wave 3. It might take a year, but all you're risking is 1%. You're getting almost a 52 times return on your risk. That's what you're looking for. Those are the kind of things you're looking for when you're trading. Not, oh, it's going to go up 10 times from where the price is right now. That don't mean squat. Where's your stop loss? Is it an intelligent place? Is it an intelligent placement for your stop loss? How much are you risking? Are you being smart about it? No. Most traders come in, oversized positions, over leveraged, stop loss right up their rear end. So it gets knocked. They get liquidated quick, fast, and in a hurry. And then they say, oh, trading doesn't work or it's too hard. It's just you're not doing it properly. That's all. It's not that you can't do it. You can do it. You're just not doing it properly because you don't know how yet. It's okay. You can learn how. Once you figure that out, you go, oh, crap. Okay, well, what I need to learn then? That's where you're at. So Ethereum Classic looking good. And again, if you think Ethereum's going to go up, you should expect Ethereum Classic to go up as well. But this is a really clean chart. I love this weekly. I love, when you're hitting down here at the flip here, you're just getting no selling pressure at all. None at all. You can see here big candles rallying up, expansion of candle spread, expansion of volume, and you love seeing that. Here we go again. We're starting to rally up. Candles are starting to get a bit bigger. Volume starting to pick up again. So looks good there. ETCG is the ETC Ethereum Classic Trust for Grayscale. I can think Grayscale's the name there. Yeah. Again, another really good look here. Importantly, look at this right here. Look at that. So that big level there, what'd you get? You get the spring down here. Look at this. 3 candles down, right? These are weekly candles. 3 weekly candles down. 1 weekly candle takes them all out right back up. Look at that down there. And the volume's not even that great. It's not even that significant because there wasn't really any selling pressure coming in. It just kind of fell through and somebody bought and shoved it up and nobody really wanted to sell into it. You started coming back here and here. Again, look at your volume staying real low. Same thing on what we're looking at the Ethereum Classic chart. Nobody's really interested in selling. What's happening here? Candles start getting bigger. Volume starts picking up. You're getting demand increasing. Demand starting to show up. How do we know? Because price is going higher. Is supply coming in? Sure it is. That's why you're getting increased volume. Because you're getting more selling, but demand is overpowering that and continuing to push up. This was something that took me quite a while to really wrap my head around. Because when I first started trading, everybody would talk about buying volume and selling volume. Well, buying volume and selling volume only matters in terms of market buying and market selling. That has nothing to do with limit orders, right? So that said, your volume here is not necessarily buying or selling volume. It depends on how you properly relate your volume with your price action. That's the key. That'll tell you if it's more demand or more supply showing up, and how significant is it that it's doing it? Where is it happening at? These are the important things. Okay. Ryan V, what's up, man? He says, what a great year 2023 turned out to be. Happy holidays. Here's to a great 2024, everybody. My man, I agree with you. It's coming, right? So what am I looking at here? Well, right now, this looks like a 1, ABC down, ABC up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a flat correction for a wave 2 there. So it just looks like this. And by the way, guys, once you learn Elliott wave properly, there is sudden drops in price or whatever. Usually, they're coming, but even when you don't, it doesn't scare you like it does right now, because you understand what the likelihood is, what's going on, what the possibilities are, what's the likelihood of what's going on, whatnot. You just, if you've spent your entire trading time, always on edge, always with anxiety and stress, man, that's not the way to do it. Life is too short to live it like that, right? 1960 is the minimum expected wave 3 target here. Now this looks like, so that'll get us right about there, right? Minimum expected. Here you've got a 1, 2. You got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, probably a 5 will get us that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So wave 3 may push up a bit here. Let me kind of put some more numbers in here. Looks like we got a 1 and a 2 here. 1 and a 2 here. 3 and a 4, and potentially 1, 2, 3, 4. Get us a 5 up here. If I just draw this in real quick, should get us a 3. Probably a 4 around here, which will probably get this 3 actually closer up there. Let me see here. If this is 4 here, yeah, right around $15 will be 5 for the 3 there. And then that'll give us pull back right into this. So right about here, we're talking about $10.34 or so. And then that'll get us popping out here toward, yeah, just about right there. Right about there where we're looking at for the wave 3. And so again, all this has to happen obviously for the next part to happen, but if we're getting that 3 there, where's it going to get us? Oh, shoot, got it the wrong way. All that effort, and I just got it the wrong way. All right. Yeah, right up there. It's right around, usually right before the previous wave 4. So, yeah, see, 32, 1141 gets you right about into this low volume gap here. Low volume node, which is where you're looking for usually. Get you right into this demand structure right here in the wick. And that says 2745 or so minimum expected wave 5 target. Again, and this is assuming that you don't have any more overextensions or anything like that with the waves. But minimally, wave 5's got a target up there around 2745. By the way, you'll notice, look at how this works. Look at where that gets us. Next area of support resistance, right? Look at this area. Support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance. Perfect area where you would look for price to kind of get there, right? So, yeah, I think that's still looking good as well. And of course it should, if we expect Ethereum Classic to head up, then the trust should head up as well, right? And why wouldn't we expect that? Of course we would expect that. Real quick here, guys, LDO USDT. Let me pull this as one of my charts. I want to pull in here real quick. I've got this as a big 1, 2, 1, 2 here. Locally, we kind of zoom in a bit here. I think we probably, if this count fills out here, that should give us a wave 3 up here at around $4.28, $4.29 for this next kind of 1, 2, 3 move up where we are locally. So if this count is what it appears to be here, that's what I am looking for on that. Trying to bounce off this R1 pivot. You can see that we've got the 4-hour Stochc RSI resetting into oversold, RSI on neutral. Daily is oversold here or overbought here with the Stochc RSI, but not topped out. RSI hasn't broken out into overbought yet. So some good potential for that to continue to ride higher there. All right, let me catch up with what we had here from the beginning. And what do we have? Just kind of catching up with you guys. Digital Mining Solutions, what's up, man? He says, last day to sell before the end of the year. Yeah, TradFi's on it, right? OXT USD. OXT USD. Oh, wait, you know what? I have to do IOTX USDT first. That was from last time. So this one, it looks like we're on 3 and 4 of the larger wave 3 here. Looking to see if maybe we can get a breakout here. Right now, we're in a third wave on the pullback. Right here, we've got A, B working on C here. So we could pull back further here around 04375, initial target. 03883 is the secondary target. If we rally from here, our wave 5 of 3 target is 07826. And so what would happen is we'd expect a rejection there and a pullback toward this area. Obviously, if we head down a bit further here, if we hit that 38.2, target will be a bit higher there at 08169. And if we hit the 50%, that wave 4 pullback, it would be 08787. Basically looking for an impulsive breakout of this descending resistance, really a breakout of this swing high right here at 05743. If we can break out above that, should indicate we're on for 5 of 3. And again, it just depends on if we go from here, the 38.2 or the 50%, which one of those targets would be. But basically what you're expecting is that wave, that larger degree wave 4 to pull back down toward this area as well before it breaks out higher again. So I'm not looking terrible. Looks like one of the ones that could potentially still continue on with there. Let's see here. OXT USD, huh? Nope. Meant to make a copy of this. You guys learning a lot today? I hope so. That's what it's all about, guys. You shouldn't just be here to get, numbers. You should be here to learn what you can. Is it just USD or is it USDT? Let's find what we got here. If you come here and all you do is look for numbers and levels and whatnot, and you're not actually paying attention to all the other really important stuff that I tell you, you're really missing out, guys. You're really doing yourself a disservice. Nobody out there is teaching you the stuff that I teach you. The really important stuff. Everybody thinks the important stuff is, oh, how do I trade this? What do I do when this does this? That's all secondary. The most important stuff is the mindset, the emotion, the understanding, and the risk management. If you don't have those, the rest of that means absolutely nothing, guys. And maybe you've noticed it because you trade, not very well, right? We've got a nice rounding rally going on here. I think this low volume node right about here is interesting, as is this one. So, just quick here, I'd probably look for a target of 1234 there initially. So maybe a little bit higher there, right around that area. If we can break out above that, then probably up there around 14.5, 15 cents to get you to this next low volume node. I think that's what you're looking for before you're getting a pullback. Series pullback should be. Yeah, see, even at the lower target there, you're going to pull back right to this lower volume node about 0.076 or, and that's just initial target, 50% pullback. Right here at 0.0831 or 0.0727. So that kind of area seems like a real good likely area to see a pullback. It could still go back a little bit further, but my initial target would be kind of this area. So this looks like a leading diagonal of sorts here. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. We're getting the 5 to finish out here. So you get kind of a, like again, whether it's here or up here, kind of do something like this. And so that would mean wave 3, depending on where you come in here. Take the low target there. Man, that looks interesting. I get you right here to the previous resistance here. Or if you're popping up to the next, whoops, if you're popping up to the next one there, a little bit higher there, 4558. So a lot of potential movement on that, but I do think you're possibly coming up to a, the first wave being complete. Like I said, kind of looking at this as potentially just a leading diagonal, ascending broadening wedge. This would actually probably be an A, B, C, D, E as a triangle here. But yeah, you get a, again, A, B, C, and then maybe A, B, C, and then again the triangle here, and then it could be a W, X, Y, or a B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as a C here. I think you're kind of getting up in this area, and then you're pulling back, and then you're rounding up there for wave 5, getting you up potentially even up here around 70 cents. And that would just be the first wave, and that gets you up near the swing high. Again, as always, we tend to look for our first subwave, our first set of 5 waves up to carry us to the previous swing high. So we'll get a wave 1 up, usually around that area, wave 2 pullback, and then a wave 3 higher on there. So let me see here. Let me see what you guys got going on here. Injective was another one. Let's see here. Can't let you all see the signals, right? Oh, look at this thing. This is from way back. Okay, so this thing continued to rally higher here off my October chart. Let's see. So probably right about here. But actually, I might change that. Let me see here. Because most of that volume is coming here. So this suggests this is still part of the third wave here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like ABC down, ABC up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me see. Probably a 1, 2, 3, 4. It's probably something like this. That gives us a wave 3 here where all the volume comes in. Wave 3 of 3. Maybe. Let me see here. 1, 2. Nope. Looks like that's probably just 3 of 3 there. So you've got a leading diagonal here. So 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. Gets us 3, and then this flat correction here, which may be done or may still pull back a bit further. If we're dropping through that R5 pivot there, I'd look right down here around 29.90 potentially. And then we'll just say it pulls back here, make it easy. 54.35 or so. Oops. There we go. Come on. So yeah, potentially somewhere up there around $54. Again, depending on whether we rally from here or the R5 pivot or the R4 pivot here. But that should then just get us wave 5 of this larger 3, which starts back here. 1, 2, 3. And then that'll get us a decent wave 4 pullback. Again, if this all plays out like this, obviously. I don't think it does 38.2. There's nothing really there. I think we come with a potentially a 50% pullback down here that gets us into some business here. And then that would really open up the next move up. Getting up there around $103, which would just be wave 5 of 3 of the larger count. So I'm not going to go any further than that, but again, you would pull back for wave 4, and you break out for wave 5 higher there. Just based on that, it looks like that may be what we're looking at the moment here. I may change this around a bit. I mean, I think we still get this pullback and that rally up, but I don't like this 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that big 5 like that. Let me see here. I think this would come in short. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So yeah, I think that'll change up a little bit here. I think it'll probably be a 1, 2 here rather than a 3, 4. With all this extra kind of rally going on there. It's almost a 50% pullback. Before I go out here, let me just make sure here. Yeah, see, that's not going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4. I was looking at maybe this could be like an A, B, C, D, but no, it's not working out too well like that. Man, oh man, yeah. So that wouldn't be wave 5 of 3. It looks like it may just be wave 3, wave 5 of that circle 3. That rally up. Yeah, it's just beyond the 2.0. That's a good rally. Yeah. Yeah. So I think potentially getting up here around $103 is just going to be wave 5 of 3 of the larger 3 there. Of this 3 still has to go. Then you'll have your 4 again, and then you'll have your 5 up higher. I'm not saying this is where this is going to go. I'm just saying 3, 4, 5 of 3. We'll get a 4. We'll get a 5 of 3. We'll get a 4. We'll get a 5. So for now, this is what we're looking at. But we got to break out higher here to get up there to say it. So, yeah. BCH USDT. People still trading that? Let me see. Whoops. All right. All right. Let's see here. Weekly 1, 2, 3, 4. We're working on 5 here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. C. 1, 2, large candles, large spike of volume. That's a 3. Without even having to measure it, I know that's what that is. But if we did measure it, right there, just beyond the 2.0, the pullback. Just beyond the 50%, solid wave 4 there. A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So B is right here. Broken out above it. Should be on our way up. Wave 5 should have a minimum expected target of 496.90, basically 500. Minimum expected target. Doesn't mean you can't extend higher, but minimum expected there. We could be still finish out some sort of leading diagonal here up into this wick here, the supply that's up here. So it could be like a 1, 2, 3. Shouldn't be overlapping there. Yeah, we could be finished up that wave 5 here. And then we just expect to kind of pull back down here toward 227.5 or so. Maybe get some sort of move up toward here, back here, and then head higher. And with, if we did that, if that was to be a 1, you'd be looking up here, maybe 795 as a secondary target. Yeah, it gets us there around the 2.4 or so. Gets us right to this next area of resistance, support up there. Yeah, I think maybe that's what's going on there. Now, if we continue to break out just through here, then I would look at that lower target, the 497. But if we can get a rejection somewhere around this swing high here, and we pull back down at least to this 227 area, then I think we're probably headed up there toward 790, 795, 780, at least something like that. Let me see here. Quick update on DGH. Let me see here. Let me get something to drink here. Talking out too much. All right. Look at that. Looking good. We have a 1, 2. We have minimum expected 3 up here around 361. Looks like that's what we're doing. Let me kind of zoom in a little bit here. See anything better? These short pullbacks always make things a little bit more difficult when you try to look at them. If this may be like 1, 2, and then 1, get a pullback on a 2 here, which would give us an overextension of wave 3, which means it'd be likely to hit the 565. But if we continue to pull back here, we got tweezer tops up here. We got an inside bar. If we get a pullback from here, it makes sense. $1.65 gets us into this stuff right here. So if we continue to pull back from where we're at, we'll look down there around that $1.65 area. And that actually gets us 925 would be the wave 3 target then. Which is just beyond the 2618 extension, which is normal overextension for wave 3. Whoops. Yeah. So we'll see if we continue to get a pullback from here. If not, this could just be smaller waves interacting here, getting us to that wave 3, that minimum 361. So if we continue to make a big pullback here, we'd look there around that $1.65, potentially a 1, 2 getting done and heading up. But as long as we just pull back a little bit more, or we go from here we'll continue to look through 361 as the wave 3 target there on that. Let's see here. Some people think, what's going on, Brian? Some people think Solana will pass Ethereum in ranking. Thoughts? I don't care. I'm going to be honest, guys. I don't spend a lot of time worrying about that stuff. That kind of, when people are talking about that, that's more based on emotion, and people are hoping because they're not really looking at charts, right? So they're hoping it goes up because then that would pump their bags more, and then they could make more money. It's kind of the way people think. So I don't really worry about that. I just trade the charts, guys. I just trade the charts. I don't care if Ethereum or Solana's goes further or higher or who's ahead or whatever. If their chart looks compelling to trade, I trade it. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. That's what you should do as well. Because when you do that, it takes a lot more of the emotion out of it. And emotion is one of the most difficult things we deal with day in and day out as traders, right? So, yeah, I mean, that's the quick, short, good, bad, and ugly of it all for me. I don't really have an opinion on that, and I don't really care. So I don't try and find an opinion. Because, again, if you're in at Solana at $10, I mean, do you really care if you're still in right now? I mean, seriously. Unless you're thinking, oh my God, well, I could be even richer, But again, then you're talking emotions, right? We don't want that. We don't want to ever worry about emotions when we can do it, right? Doge Bitcoin looking nice on the weekly. What we got here? I kind of like finding support right here, right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's the low? Let me see. 15. What do we got here? 15 again. Probably 1, 2, or like a 1, 2 is a flat, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, maybe that's 3, 4, 5 there. Let's see, go 2. Yeah, it's probably, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up there. Is that the low? That's the low. What's that pullback right now? Almost 50%. I think it's got further probably to go here. I like this area right here, which is almost the 61.8. 100% gets us at least to around the 50 area. I think that's what I'd be looking for at least, is 50%, if not 61.8. 61.8 will get us in this low volume node, which is why you see all this resistance support along the way there. Kind of this... see all that right there, all that resistance, and then support right there. So I would look at least probably at 141, if not 84, I think it's probably where it goes. And if you think that makes sense, right? If Bitcoin's got a bit further to go, that means Bitcoin pairs are going to continue to die off against them, right? Until Bitcoin hits the big pullback. And then you'll see the Bitcoin pairs start rallying. So I do think we've probably got further pullback on that. Here on the weekly, you can see we just crossing bearishly after dropping back out of overbought. So it should suggest usually a return back down to the swing low there. We had bullish divergence, it looks like here. We had bullish divergence here. We had lower lows in price, higher lows in the oscillator. But then we got this. We got higher highs in the oscillator, lower highs in there. And so that gives us just a bearish divergence. This is also just 3 waves up. So if we're dropping down below this swing low here at 195, that should indicate we're going to fall further. And like I said, initially, I think I want to probably look toward the 50% area. It could stop a little bit before that, but even more so, maybe even that 61.8 there. But I don't think Bitcoin pairs really are ready to kind of take off yet until Bitcoin gets that first kind of decent pullback. And then money will cycle out of, out of the USD pairs, USDT pairs, potentially into the Bitcoin pairs. Does that make sense? Question for you, Chris. When pulling fibs for a pullback, if it's a higher flat B, do you pull from top of wave 5 or the top of the flat B? Okay, so yes, you're talking about for like a wave C target. Yeah, you always just pull back from the wave itself. So not B, but like if it's 3 or if it's 1 or whatever, you're going to pull back from that, not from the B that broke out higher. You pull it from the higher degree wave where it previously ended. So like, basically what Andrew's asking, if you guys don't get it, is let's say you're looking like this. 1, 2, 3, A, B, 5, right? And so you have like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so what Andrew's asking is, when you're pulling back wave C, do you pull it from the top of wave 3 there, for instance? Or do you pull it from, again, you could do it down here, right? But if you're getting a flat, you're pulling it for wave A. You're pulling the length of wave A. And so that'll give you that wave B there, right? If it drops down below, you can pull it here from wave 3, but you're not going to pull it from the wave B that breaks out higher if it's a expanded flat. You're going to pull it from wave 3, get down here. And a lot of times when you have this kind of running flat like this, it'll only come back to the 23.6. It may not even usually get to the 38.2, because you're doing, instead of doing your, you're reaccumulating sideways here instead of down. So what you would normally get coming down here to 32 or 50 is happening here on the sideways. The move back up, the move back down. You rally up there. So there. Let me see here. Chris, you're very welcome, man. Andrew says, the days when we spoke about INJ when it was around $1.50 range. I know, right? It's crazy when you think back on it. And, we keep everything at Texas West Capital, right? Everything we've previously posted was always there. I'm not the guy that's going to go out there and hide if I got something wrong. It happens. It's part of trading, guys. That's why risk management is so important. But yeah. CLSK. Let's see here. Hey, would you guys just do me a favor and be careful this weekend? I want to see y'all guys coming back here next week. If you're in TWC, obviously, I want to see you coming back on Monday and Tuesday. If you're just watching the streams here, you follow me somewhere, I'd like to hear from you. January 1st, January 2nd. Just be careful out there. A lot of people do a lot of stupid things because they drink, especially here in the U.S. We get stupid. America, right? So you guys just be careful out there so we can see you back, okay? Let's see here. CLSK, I think last week we were looking at it, and I had this. I said we're looking at probably getting rejected in this yellow range. That's where we got rejected. That was my wave 5 target. You see right here, 50% pullback. So I'm looking minimum expected pullback target here of $7.44. That'll fill in that gap right here. Secondary target is 609 at 61.8. Third target is 70.5 at 510. That's kind of where I'm looking. That's what I always do. If we just get a rally off this 50%, then we've got a 66.50 target for that wave 3 there. And we'll get this stuff moved out of the way. Get out the way. Get out the way. Y'all know that, right? And tell me you don't. Make me disappointed in y'all. That's some 90s classic stuff right there, right? But yeah, so I'm looking for this to continue pulling back here. Fill in this gap maybe at the $7.44 area, initial target. Like I said, if it goes further, 61.8, 70.5. And you can even look at the 78.6. But you remember, usually, most of the time, it's going to pull back to 50 or the 70.5. So those are my two main targets. If we do the 50, 66.50 there is the target, but if it goes back 61.8 or 70.5, target will be a little bit shorter. That's a good target, though. Get you right back into this kind of resistance, initial resistance area. But yeah, overall looking pretty good. CLSK still in the possibility of a leading diagonal. I think if it was a leading, I think if it was, maybe it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so that was your leading diagonal, right? I don't think this is it. I don't think it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not saying it can't be. It can definitely be, but I don't think so. By the way, if this does break out higher instead of coming down here to this 50% level, initial target at 1859, and then we'll look for a pullback down there to the same level. It'll be a different, probably be closer to 61.8, but it'll still be to fill in that gap there. But yeah, CLS going bankrupt, down 19%. No, I mean, this is it right here, guys. No big deal, right? People tend to, I mean, look at how far it's gone up. And people tend to get overly excited on a little move down, right? When you've had all these big candles up, So yeah, I don't think there's any issue with them. Unless you heard something I haven't, but the chart doesn't scream bankruptcy or anything like that, or that it's going to zero or anything. Not yet anyway. It could change, right? I'm going to totally screw up your name. Sorry about that. I'm going to put you up here. EINARIXX. Hey, was there already Bitcoin announced? Yes, right at the beginning. You can scroll back to the beginning. It's in there. Yeah. Mav says, Andrew is a great follow within the group. And of course, so is Mav, guys. So if you're in there with us, the group coaching, follow both of them, man. They give you so many charts, so much great analysis. Again, lots of explanation. And that's what it's about. We get in there. The whole thing of being in the group is to learn. And along the way, you've got all these other eyes from people who have learned really well as well. So many more charts than what you can find on your own. Sarang, what's up, man? He says, Ethereum USDT. Yeah, I can do that. What we got here? Oh. Let's look at my macro chart here. There we go. Yeah, again, just a pullback, a retest, a rally, a short breakout higher, a little pullback locally. Whoops, wrong one here. This one's easier to pay attention to. But yeah, I mean, we're still holding that resistance here. We're still holding it as support. Still have a wave circle 3 target up there, 46.26. Local target along the way, 33.14.5 or so. But yeah, I think overall it's all right. What's going on with the monthly here? Nice and clean that monthly is. Zoom in a little bit more there. Let's see, zooming off this bottom here. This may be a flat correction. This may be a WXY. Maybe an ABC. And if so, well, we should expect price to come on back down here toward 21.5 or so. But the question is, this candle right here, is this maybe just a leading diagonal? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If so, that probably says we'll only get a pullback around 22.36 to 22.75. Probably the area. I mean, we can still pull back 22.09 to 70.5, but I think this is a leading diagonal. I think this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So that gives us a 1 up here, 2 on the pullback, and then we'll look to break out higher there, head up toward 3,000. Let's say we get the 70.5 there at 22.09, get into that demand. 5 waves up is 29.53. 60 or so. If we get that big a pullback, if we just get a shorter pullback to the 50 to 61.8, it'll be closer to 3,000 on that. So yeah. Beans and rice for me says, I have 6 kids. I'm not going anywhere. Let me see here. Yeah, guys, man, you know what? Hit the like button. Do me a favor. Hit the like button. Follow me. Wherever you happen to be following me at, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, whatever. Again, I'm not going to lie to you and tell you I do this because I'm a nice guy. I mean, I am a nice guy, but, at the end of the day, what I do here, and be glad for, right? What I do here is to show you what we do and that it works. And then hopefully you come and join us and you learn how to trade yourself. So you don't have to depend on other people or other indicators or, special indicators that people can go out of business and decide they're not going to make anymore, right? For me, trading just really got me this great place in life that I really love. And I enjoy it. I can do it from anywhere, from any time zone, especially with crypto now, right? Any time zone, any place in the world. As long as I got Wi-Fi, I can do it. I can be up in the airplane somewhere and, make money, right? And my hope is that you're going to learn how to do that as well and be at least as good as me, hopefully better. But if it offends you that I don't do it just because I'm a nice guy and I believe, it's altruism. I don't believe in altruism. But that's okay. We don't have to, right? As long as you're benefiting from it, why do you care why somebody's doing it? Why do you care if it's to make their ego feel better? Why do you care if it's because they want to make money? Why do you care as long as you're getting a benefit out of it, right? I don't care why somebody invented air conditioning and indoor plumbing. I'm just glad they did. Any of y'all ever used an outhouse in the middle of sub-freezing temperature in the winter? Yeah. You trust me. You don't care why somebody invented air conditioning and heating. And, if you like a cold drink, refrigeration, you're just glad they did. So, just a little thought there, guys, because altruism seems to be this thing. Everybody's like, oh, if you're not altruistic, you're such a bad person. No, you're not. You're an idiot if you think that. Sorry if I offend you, but it is what it is, right? Got to be real. You got to be realistic, guys. Let me see here. Got a second for BNED. Looks like a nice setup. Okay, yeah, let me check that out, man. I think you were asking for that earlier, right? Thank you for remembering. Nope, don't want to load. I want to copy here. By the way, guys, you can always leave comments as well. Even if you disagree with me, that's fine. Just be respectful about it. I'm not disrespectful for people in the way that they see things. I ask you to be the same. It's okay to have a different opinion. Just because I'm up here and I've been doing this for as long as I have doesn't mean I'm definitely going to be right all the time. I'm sure not. I'll tell you that right now. I'll be the first one to tell you. By the way, this is my son's favorite store. If you got, believe it or not, it's going to be 13 years old. Jeez, oh whiz, in a few months. His favorite store is Barnes & Noble. Raising him right. He likes to read. Looks like we might be trying to get a breakout here on the weekly. On the daily, daily looks like it could be. How far is that pullback? Yeah, I mean, that looks like 1, 2, 1, 2. And when I tell you the first subwave, first set of 5 waves, look for the previous swing high. That's what I'm talking about. See how it ended right here, right around, just a little bit above it. See a little bit before, a little bit above. Usually it doesn't have to. Most often that's what happens. Sometimes though it does kind of take off. But most of the time, that's what you're kind of looking for. Nice tweezer bottoms, bullish engulfing candle, pin bar, and then boom. 205 would be the wave 3 target off here, wave 3 of 3. Minimum expected. Wave 5's up there around 236. Where would wave 3 be? This larger wave 3 though? I think it's going to be up higher than that. Oh yeah. So probably I could see us getting an overextension on wave 3 here, maybe to that 236 area, a little bit above, to get us extended up here for that wave 3. Something like that. Again, not time-based. Don't look over here and go, oh, that's going to happen in February. No, I'm not saying that. Just kind of giving it some area here. What is that, 278 or so? Okay. So, yeah, I mean, it looks good on the breakout there. Would have liked to have seen more volume, but it is, let me see here. It is a good spike, a bit of a spike of volume compared to what we had on that pullback there. That's what I'd be looking at for Barnes & Noble there. Zoom out to this weekly here. Yeah, this looks like this. Like that support, breakdown, rejection, come down, breakdown, support, support, boom, break out the ascending resistance there. I like that. So yeah, that's what I would look for. What's that monthly? Oh, monthly's just getting started here. Look at this monthly. Look at 2 months ago. Look at this pin bar candle here. Oh, that's beautiful. In October. Bullish engulfing, small bullish engulfing here. We had a big move, got rejected. Previous support makes sense. And then here we go following through. That just cleared the way that wick did, and we're just following through here. Push up into there. I like where these targets kind of come on these candles as well. Look at this wave 3 target up here. Right at that previous resistance support area. Right around that low volume node. It's a great area. So yeah. Ball Corp. Yeah, I'll do Ball Corp, and then I'll probably have to get out of here, guys. It's 12:30. Let me see here. Whoa, didn't mean to hit that. What is the ticker for Ball Corp? Ball. Go figure. Man, you could have just told me Ball. By the way, if you're joining us in our group coaching there, my option course is going to be released this holiday weekend, sometime between Saturday and Monday. And then within the next few weeks after that, the futures course is going to be released as well. So you're going to get courses on Elliott wave theory, Wyckoff method, options, futures, and I've also got a price action course, which is going to rely a lot on ICT, as well as a lot of the things that I've learned beyond that along the way, which really make it effective. And that'll be coming out too, and you'll get that as well. So a lot of stuff, guys. I'm telling you, if you've never been in TWC, you don't really understand just how much content there is, or how much we do every week. And you get access to everything we've done previously and what we're doing in the future. It's crazy. It's crazy. That's a great little range here. Look at that. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Again, hitting these low volume node areas here. Hit it multiple times. We should pop out. Is that 3? Is that too short to be 3? Too short to be 3. Let me see what we got here. Jules, Happy New Year. Thank you. Let me see here. Yeah, so you got, basically looks like a 1-2 here. It's a short pullback. This is a 38.2. But we've seen some of that though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. 2, 1, 2, 2, 5. This might get us to 3. Yeah, it gets us right up there, about $65 for wave 3. I think we may break out higher from here. If we should, that should get us up to that the wave 3 area. Yeah, wave 4 pulls right back into this wave 4. Range low there, or range resistance. Gives us 5 up there around $69.5, $70. And as long as we don't overextend on 3 or 5, we could. But just normally it's where we'd look. 50% will pull us back here. We may get an overextension on that. Yeah, see, I don't expect it to stop in the middle of a gap. So I think we might actually get closer up here to around 72.42. $72.50, that area. I like that better. It gives us a wave 2 pullback right around this wave 4 kind of area. So wave 4 could pull back a little bit deeper in here, get us a bigger wave 5, which then gets us that wave 2 pullback right back to the range resistance here. So what we'd be looking at would be potentially selling climax, automatic rally, secondary test, boom, boom, boom. Spring here for phase C, show of strength, last point of support, show of strength, last point of support, rally up, and we'll pull back, and then that breakout there, wave 5 of 1 would probably be the jump across the creek. Big candle, big candle spread, big volume. Back up to the edge of the creek potentially, and then rally up there if we're looking on that. Suleiman, always good to see you, man. He says the advice at the end is worth the whole session. Yeah. All right. I'll do one more thing. What's going on, Michael? Good to see you as always, man. Let me see here. Riot. Okay. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you. So I'm going to do Riot here. I said this was going to be the last one, but I'll go ahead and do Riot, and then I've got to go. I haven't looked at Riot in a bit. Let me see what I've got on there. Come on. Oh, yeah. Look at that. It's just my wave 5 target area. Getting a pullback. Just missed it by a little bit. A few cents. 20 cents maybe. So yeah, let me see here. It's possible. No. Okay. See them here, 4 hour. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, A, B, C. It looks like, or maybe 1, 2, 3 here. If we're done, we should see this come on down here to about 1273 minimum. But are we done? I'm not so sure. This could be. All right. Let's look at this. What if this is just wave 1 and then a flat here of wave 5? So what do I mean? I mean this. So we get a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which gives us, oops, five here, which gives us then this flat correction for a wave 1. So you got A, B, C here, and it may not be done. It may have to come down a little bit further, but generally speaking, ABC down, ABC up, and then you get 5 down here. See, this is what I mean, guys. When you understand Elliott wave and Wyckoff and stuff like that, this is not scary. First of all, just about hit the target I was looking for anyway. Then I looked and go, well, maybe we're doing an interior wave and we'll go head up higher. I mean, it just makes life so much easier. There we go. So we've got almost a 70.5 pullback. That might be just about done there. Might be like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a capitulation. See if we can get this rally up. If so, this is likely to do something like this, which would make sense with Bitcoin continuing to rally, right? 2476, wave 3, 2785 minimum for wave 5 of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up there maybe. Now, the proper way to do it with the Elliott wave, we got to get a breakout above wave B. But as long as we do from here, I mean, that's what I'm thinking is happening. And we're just working up toward the larger wave 3, right? I could have to come in here and potentially even readjust the way that the waves are in here. But minimally, this should be a flat, done or nearly so. Well, come on up. No reason to freak out, right? When's the TWC conference? I know, right? I need to do it. We're here, just outside of Houston. We've got a major airport here. Y'all could come on in, right? Soren, Happy New Year, man. Troy, you as well. D-Dub, man. Appreciate you, buddy. Jules says, writing. Man, I appreciate you guys. Seriously. If you've stuck with me through the hard times when people didn't believe, maybe you didn't believe as well, but you kind of stuck around anyway. I appreciate you. If you've come in later, if you just found out about me, hopefully you'll stick around. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I don't goof off a lot. I don't do a lot of BS online when it comes to trading. I'm pretty serious about trading. I like to have a good time anyway, but a lot of people spend a lot more time memeing and whatnot online than they do actually trading. I'm never going to give you emotional takes. I'm never going to blow smoke up your rear end. I don't shill anything. There's like we use Femex and there's a couple of things that we use. We let you know just because people have always asked, but whether you use them or not, it's no big deal. I think if you're going to use specific things of those type, then these are the ones that are good to use. But other than that, I mean, I push what we do, guys. You guys don't mind that I push that I do that, right? You guys give me permission to go ahead and talk about what we sell, right? Doesn't mean you have to take it. But if you're serious about learning, I challenge you to find, honestly, a more adept place to learn. Because again, I'm going to give you more than just, if it does this, then do this. I'm going to explain to you why. Because when you understand the underlying why, it makes everything else much more clear, much easier to understand. And all that fear that you have, when price takes a dump all of a sudden, when you weren't expecting it or something, all of a sudden that goes away. For the most part, it really does. Because you have an understanding, you know what's going on there. And so, that's what we continue to do day in and day out. And I work a lot of hours doing it. Again, don't have to, just trade, right? But I'm one of those people. I'm an entrepreneur, right? And I like to build. I like to create. And like I said, I don't do this because, because I'm altruistic. I'll be honest with you. When somebody goes and it hits them finally and they go, oh my God, Chris, it makes so much sense now. I mean, to me, it reminds me back when it hit me and I just feel great about it. I feel absolutely fantastic that I could help them get to that point. So, don't worry about it not being altruistic. Just be glad I'm doing it. Right. But anyway, yeah. So here's a couple of people that right? Absolutely best place to learn. The only thing you show is a TWC subscription, well worth it. And so it is, guys. Again, these are people that are with us, and they continue to be with us year after year. We're not the most inexpensive thing out there, but we charge a lot less than we should, and we always have. But the price is going up in January. Okay, so if you want to join us at a really inexpensive rate, you can get 30% off the current subscription for the year. And you get all the courses, and you get all the live streams, 3 live streams a week. You get our hot takes. Again, the hot takes are going to pay. If you again, take what you're learning and apply them to the hot takes. They're going to pay for your subscription through the year. And then you just have a great community of people that you're learning with and experiencing with and growing with. And man, all those eyes, I'm going to tell you, all those eyes, just, man, Mr. Michael Johnson, Mr. Andrew Bennett, Mav T there, man, when they're in there, guys, so many charts they post, guys, things that you might not see yourself. And so I think it's one of the real big benefits as well. You got, eyes from people who know what they're doing, finding other trades that you may miss out on if you're trying to do it yourself, looking through tens of thousands of charts, right? So anyway, I appreciate you guys showing up as always. I'll be back next Friday. Fibble will be with me next Friday. So no chart request then. But we'll look at what Fibble's looking at and we'll see what he's doing. He is visiting family this week, which is why I wasn't able to be here today. But that's it. Like I said, guys, if you do something this weekend, please be careful. Please be safe. I would love to see you coming back on Monday and Tuesday and all 10 fingers and all 10 toes, if you already have them. If not, if you've only got 9, I want to hopefully you have all 9. You guys just have a fantastic weekend. Trade safe. Remember, the only thing you control is how much you lose. Okay? It's how much you lose. That's it. So risk management, proper risk management becomes the absolute most important thing you'll ever learn day in and day out as a trader. So make sure that you're doing what you need to do as far as that goes. It's more important than learning a new style of trading. Okay, guys? Beans and rice, I can't put that up there, man, but you guys have an amazing end of the year, and I will see you in 2024. All right? Take care, everybody.